The design of your resume and cover letter are very important. A well-designed piece will not only attract attention, but will also help with comprehending the information. Studies show that you have 6 seconds to catch someone's attention before they go on to the next person's resume. That means your resume must be scannable. A person must be able to glance down the page and gather enough relevant information in 6 seconds to want another look. It takes more than 6 seconds to read a single paragraph, so no paragraphs anywhere on your resume. I will take off for any paragraph. You can have a summary at the top, but put it in bulleted format rather than a paragraph. We don't put pictures on resumes in the US. If you are applying for a job in another country, that may not be true. Also, objectives have been proven not to help in the hiring process. They will never get you a job and might lose you a job. I will take off if you put an objective on your resume. Before we start talking about design, you will need to know 2 confusing terms: headers versus headings. Headers are information at the top of the page. In a book, you'll have page numbers and perhaps the author or title in the headers. Headings, on the other hand, are indicators that help us break up information into usable, logical chunks. We have a simple acronym that helps with design: CRAP. Contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity or grouping. If you don't follow these guidelines, your stuff will look like crap. If you do follow these guidelines, you will likely have a design that helps with comprehension and is at least somewhat attractive. If you don't like design or are a new designer, keep it very simple. It doesn't have to be fancy to look good and help with comprehension. When I talk about contrast, I'm talking about variations in color or shades of gray. Keep your audience in mind. Unless you are in a design field or applying at a trend-conscious company such as Google or Apple, do not use color. If you do use color, use a single color and use it sparingly. You can do quite a bit with shades of gray and lines or reverse text. Reverse text is light text on a dark background. Whatever you choose, make sure you have enough difference between the background and the text so that the text is easily readable. Our second concept is repetition or consistency. Here we have an example of a resume with inconsistent design. The bullets are not spaced the same, the headings use different fonts, the heading alignment is inconsistent. Though a person may never notice such issues consciously, subconsciously they will find it harder to comprehend the information. They will find it harder to scan, which means a better chance for it to end up in the reject file. Remember that we use design to help people comprehend information quickly. Repetition and consistency help significantly with scanning. Make sure your headings match each other well. All heading 1s, skills, education, etc., should have the same typeface, font size, spacing, and alignment. The same holds true for heading 2s, even if they are under different head 1s. Bullets should share the same format throughout the document, as well as any other text. Alignment is another issue that can hurt scanning and comprehension subconsciously. We use alignment to signal organization, using indents to suggest a hierarchy. The farther left on the page or screen, the higher the heading. The farther the right, the lower the heading. This resume's alignment is confusing. The reader would have a harder time gathering the necessary information when reading this. Your alignment should be consistent throughout the entire resume. Your reader will find this much easier to scan. Our last concept in the CRAP principles is proximity, which we also call grouping. We use the space between text to show what goes together. Since this bulleted list has more spaces above it than below it, the reader will be confused. To clarify such issues, make sure all headings have more space above them than below them. Note, too, that Microsoft Word can be tricky about spacing. You may need to play with it a bit. Here is an example of proximity that works and facilitates scanning. To simplify formatting consistency, I suggest using styles in Microsoft Word. Using styles will make your formatting task much easier.